Around last summer, we got a phone call, and it was the DCF Special Investigations Unit in Boston. I thought at that time myself that I was going to fall to the floor in disbelief because I could not believe what I was hearing and the allegations. Again, sexual abuse and neglect. Neglect of two of us and sexual abuse of a third family member, which was extremely alarming. I knew from get-go this was a bogus allegation, and I, for a minute there, thought it was going to go away. It was a very long, extensive investigation. It went on well beyond its time frame, and it was just nerve-wracking. The investigator never came to our home. She never confirmed or denied any of the facts of the allegations, and the DCF investigator just basically did not do her job properly. I had asked her to contact many of the collaterals. She did not. So with that being said, months went by and we got supported. At that place, when we got supported, I knew I need a stronger advocate than the one I had, and that is when I called Attorney Kevin Seaver. When I called Kevin, he gave me hope. He gave me an idea, a plan. He set forth a game plan, something I didn't even think of needing. And I asked him his track record. He told me what his track record were with fair hearings. And I knew he was the one for me at that point. I actually was told by a DCF social worker that if I wanted to stand a chance at ever being a, quote, resource again for the department, that I needed to hire Attorney Seaver, that he was one of the only people that had been successful in overturning false allegations. And I also was told that it was very difficult to reverse an allegation of sexual abuse and neglect of a child in care. So the day I got supported, I basically told my other attorney I was all set with him, and I called Attorney Seaver. Attorney Seaver returned my calls when the attorney that was on my payroll at the time, and I paid him quite a hefty fee to do the investigation, would not return calls, but yet the attorney that was not on my payroll was returning my calls, giving me advice, and Kevin Seaver was the attorney that was returning my calls, giving me advice, giving me a plan. So I knew that I wanted somebody that only dealt with DCF and not family law. I shouldn't say not family law, but I should say not this and not that. Just somebody that was strictly DCF, because I wanted the expert for mass DCF. I didn't want a criminal attorney. I didn't want somebody that did mostly divorces, but maybe could do a little DCF work. I wanted the expert, and Kevin was the expert. Finally, I have to say the day of the fair hearing came, and I felt like there was going to be victory. I knew when we sat down, Kevin handled it. Kevin handled the fair hearing so professionally, so well. I can't say thank you enough to all of you, because if it wasn't for you, you basically all gave us our lives back and a sense of hope and the need to want to move on and go back again. And I can't say how grateful I am to Attorney Seaver and his team of experts and his assistant, frankly. I can't tell you how great they were. They made my day many a days. We had a few good laughs along the way, more so than, again, they became like family to us through the process. So again, I can't say thank you enough to Kevin Seaver and his team. And I would tell anybody that falls into a situation with DCF, no matter what side of the fence you're on, be it, are you a family person having an allegation made against you? Are you a foster parent? Are you a social worker? Whoever you are, you need Kevin on your team, 2,000% if you're going to succeed. Because the rest of them gave me no hope. They gave me a lot of scare and fright with no hope in sight. So once again, Kevin and your team, thank you. My family members found Kevin Seaver to be almost like part of the family. And we're not talking just the three of us that were supported for the sexual abuse and neglect. We're talking about my extended family. We're talking about my other children. I have two daughters, or actually three daughters, and two other sons that were also very much involved in the situation and going through the motions with us and our support system. But they too had many a contact with Kevin Seaver, and Kevin was always kind, always took their calls. And to this day, they still talk about him like he's Uncle Kevin.